It comes. A voice that resonates clearly in my ears. That's definitely... No. This voice is... Neri. The moment her name leaves my lips, I know it's true. I know that voice anywhere, no matter how far away, no matter how faint. Neri. Whisper her name again, feel like I'm about to burst into either laughter or tears. As if a sound of her footsteps and voice drawing closer, and my feelings continue to linger somewhere in the middle, and either shifting definitely one way or the other. Then, all at once, the nearby shrubbery rustles loudly, and she appears before me, glowing pale in the moonlight. You came for me, Nerine. When I come home crying that dusky evening, I felt like I'd regressed back to my younger self and realised it was becoming harder and harder to repress myself. I once spoke about my dreams with a friend. My friend told me they had 3 recurring dreams. One was a dream of looking down on a cylindrical greenhouse, where richly coloured birds and butterflies danced through the air. Another was being naked and shivering in the middle of an empty, sterile white room. The third was she stubbornly refused to tell me, no matter how much I hold her. I really only asked her once. Would she tell me so it made her feel bad? Every time I hear about other people's dreams, I think about how different they are to my own. Dreams I hear about from others are fantastical and nonsensical, far removed from reality. They become someone else, fly through the air, or go on an adventure with a character from a movie. Dreams I have aren't like that. My dreams are... mostly recollections of the past. Like I'm rewinding a tape that burned into my memories, and like I'm rewatching it. Sometimes I would rather have weird dreams, or someone says something or does something they wouldn't normally do, but they never involve places I haven't been to or people I've never spoken to in my life. What I see is always what I've experienced, which is why when I dream I always feel very sad. I transferred schools a lot due to my father's work. Young Yuzuriha is adorable, I will say that straight away. Despite knowing from the start that I'd soon have to say goodbye, I always tried my hardest to fit in. But along the way, repeatedly meeting new people and parting from them in such a short time frame, I developed a negative disposition. Making friends with my classmate when I was just going to leave soon was pointless. Saying goodbye was painful. Just like a certain girl I know, books became my only friends. Can't say I had a good home life either. My younger brother was born when I was in elementary school. Due to complications of pregnancy, my mother, who had previously been healthy, from then on was often ill. Of course, she no longer followed my father with his frequent transfers. She moved into a hospital near her parents' home. That's the image that comes to mind when I think of her. Sometimes it would be a long journey to go see her from wherever we were then based. I enjoyed those little trips with my father, who I otherwise rarely got to see. I was always happy to see my mum. My mother laying in a hospital bed. She was a gentle woman, bringing compassion, and she had a way of speaking that left the most important things unsaid. As a child, that made me feel extremely anxious. Say stuff like, "It's okay, don't worry. The doctor is extremely skilled." But her issue was elsewhere. Once on the way home from visiting my mother, my father asked me a question. I don't remember the exact phrasing, but it was all about the yearbooks I'd received. Whenever I left school, I received a big card with a signed note from each of my classmates. When I said that I was carefully keeping each one everyone received, for some reason my father looked extremely sad. After that day, I started moving school. However, by that time a degree of timidity had been mixed into my already negative disposition. Not to blame anyone for becoming timid, I say it originated from my mother. I excelled at remembering all those things, and again recalling those memories. After hearing or seeing something once, and I'd forget it. My mother was the same. In elementary school, when you're studying the basics, it put me well ahead of my peers. Why can't they do it? It's often the case that excelling in some areas can have harmful consequences in others. When I transferred into a school which would become my last, I was a terribly melancholy, nervous and disagreeable child. I was at odd age of a border between early and late childhood. That's when I met her. Nerine-chan Mikado. My life, she looks like a right tomboy, doesn't she? Very cute child. She was the complete opposite of me. However, she reminded of who I'd once been. Vivacious yet gentle, with a firm sense of self. She stuck to her own opinions, even in the face of older kids. First, my new classmate was all nice to me. When he tried to talk to me, I always thought I'd end up withdrawing into waves like from shore. So I kept my distance from Nerine-chan Mikado too at first. Because I thought that if I let her get close to me, just leave me again one day like everyone else had. To me, she was like the sky on a winter's night. So pure and beautiful, get lost in her. But totally untouchable. A distinct boundary between herself and other people. That boundary I thought was my own making. A while after I started at school, we went on a trip. We were told to get into pairs to go walking, but I was on my own. As bad luck would have had it, I took a nasty fall and scraped my knee. A stinging pain. My unbearable loneliness. I was so sad, so hurt. All alone, I started crying quietly into myself, then... You're okay, it's not so bad. She spoke to me as she washed the wound from her flask. After putting on my band-aid, she held out a hand. You might not know me, but I'll introduce myself again. I'm Nerine-chan Mikado. Yuzuriha Yatsushiro. I was so nervous I couldn't properly grasp hold of her proffered hand. My dad said you'd never be a real adult if you can't do a proper handshake. Look at me in the eye and clasp my hand tightly. Yuzuriha Yatsushiro. Nice to meet you, Mikado-san. Nerine is fine. Yuzuriha-san. Nerine-chan. Remembering that moment is seared into my brain. Oh, that is adorable. Joy wins over sorrow in my dream this time. Yes, I remember. From the moment I shook hands, I was mesmerised. Her smile, not wintry, but like a window thrown open on a sunny spring day. Are you awake? For a moment I think my voice is a continuation of my dream. A solid warmth, a slight swaying of emotion and the scent of the lilies served to inform me of this reality. Nerine-chan Mikado is carrying me on her back. Nerine-chan. Are you awake? Don't mind if you keep sleeping. Warmth and motion of a drowsiness tugging at my lids again, but... Let me lean on your shoulder. I can walk. No. You might feel fine now, but if you walk on it, you can make it worse later on. So, no. I must be heavy. No, not at all. In fact, you should eat more. You're so light, it's actually concerning. Despite what she says, her footsteps betray her. She's really pushing herself. I can't believe you found me. Ringo-san showed me the general direction. She'd sprinted her way back. I thought if she ran any more, she'd run herself into a grave, so I made her stay and rest. From my position, now on Nerine's back, I feel a profound gratitude. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring both of you in the chestnuts. I don't mind. This is more valuable. Bring my nose into my best friend's nape, nuzzling against his skin. Trouble runs through her back in a ticklish sensation. You're being awfully sweet today. Am I? You are? I mean, you just call me Nerine-chan. My cheeks flushed scarlet as I realised I spoke about while the boundaries between dream world and the real one were still blurred. I don't remember saying anything of the sort. I definitely heard it. Nerine-chan used to call me that, remember? She asked me why I stopped and I find myself at a loss. I can't tell it's because having a nickname for her felt too intimate. I liked it when you added Chan. Yuzuriha-chan. Give me a break. I lay my head and nuzzle my nose against the neck again, drinking in the scent. For a while, the only sound that reaches my ears is the foot of her feet against the earth and grass. Something like this happened to us before, too. Remembers to us and to no one in particular. It's like she's talking to herself more than me. In the forest, was it a school trip? You hurt yourself and I rinsed your grazed knee with water from my flask. Dream I was having. What water with me because I wasn't allowed to have juice. I was annoyed about it at the time, but I think it was able to take care of its grape. So I'm thankful. On that trip, I shared my first proper handshake with a girl who became my best friend. When I tried to help you walk, you burst out crying with pain, so I carried you on my back. Just like now, do you remember? How could I forget? Yeah, I remember. You do? I can still carry you even now. Aren't I a good friend? Do you even need to ask? Nerine-chan is a hero to me and your best friend a girl could have. Vision blurs with tears. The more I try to fight them, the more my tears well up, ready to batter down the dam holding on Floods back. Aye. Yuzuriha Yatsushiro. All over again, I've been made to recognise these feelings carved deep into my heart. I'm hopelessly in love with Nerine-chan. There it is. I grip my molars hard and try to contain the emotions that are threatening to explode out of me. My nose is stinging. She comes to a stop and turns her head like she's listening to the sound of a festival far in distance. Then, good. They've all come. Spotting my cooking club members rushing our way, she turns to me with a smile and clears the winter sky. Look down so she won't see my tears and nod. She waves to him, over my friend's shoulder. I watch the club members rush towards us, Suoh Shuhane, Ichigo Sasaki and Ringo Sasaki. Seeing her face makes me feel incredibly melancholy. Whatever situation, it's up to you. Whether or not you're able to laugh it off depends on how you feel. My father's words. But what if they come to my mother? There would be another unsaid line tacked on. You can't laugh without the heart. Squash down my feelings and smile at her. I can gaze out in the distance through a receding dream. There's a children's story called The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. As she hurries along the road to the Emerald City to meet the wizard, Dorothy hears a dreadful roar. Behind the roar is a ferocious lion. He knocks down the scarecrow and the Tin Man. He's about to bite down on me and Dorothy's little dog Toto. Heedless of the danger to herself, Dorothy slaps a lion across her nose and rescues Toto. Thanks to the brave Dorothy, the lion admits his own cowardice and confesses I've been startled into biting a small dog. The lion had long been unhappy with his cowardly nature and has to accompany Dorothy and his friends on a journey so he can ask the Wizard of Oz to give him courage. Of all Dorothy's companions, the most important one to me is the third, the Cowardly Lion. In this chapter, Dorothy says, of all the wild beasts, it seems to me like they must be more cowardly than you are if they allow you to scare them so easily. But the lion responds, that doesn't make me any braver. As long as I know myself to be a coward, I should be unhappy. He's right. Even if thousands of us extol your bravery, so long as you remain unconvinced of it yourself, you'll be unhappy. The story begins now as that the cowardly lion who feigns his feelings. What if actually saying that Nerine does love Yuzuriha, but refuses to admit it because she's scared? Chapter 4: The Cowardly Lion. Kind of pretty chilly, huh? We've also got to the end of the episode. Bye bye.